Wherever Dana went that night, Leo Joe wasn't far behind. The two of them traded easy laughter back and forth, one topping off the other's wine, splitting the same slice of cake off the same fork like it was nothing. I sat there watching how comfortable they were together, and old memories kept surfacing whether I wanted them to or not. Dana had never lacked for admirers. Half the guys on campus had tried their luck with her at some point. But she kept nearly all of them at arm's length except for Leo, the one boy she'd supposedly grown up alongside like family. She'd fix his messy hair without being asked, walk him to class, carry his bag, even get competitive on his behalf whenever some girl from another program tried to one-up him. Every little kindness she gave him landed on me like a splinter. It wasn't until I finally learned the truth that I understood none of that history was real. Leo had spent years trailing after Dana, and she'd never given him the time of day until I showed up. That's when she started performing closeness with him right in front of me, on purpose, purely to make me jealous enough to chase her even harder. So watching her put on that same show again tonight, I didn't feel jealousy, I just felt tired of how obvious it all was. I set my glass down and went to find the bathroom, splashed some water on my face to clear my head. I was drying off with a paper towel, my vision still blocked, when someone stepped up close beside me. I didn't clock it until Leo's voice, dripping with false sweetness, cut through the quiet. Ryan, you've chased Dana for years and she's never once said yes, and you still have the nerve to show your face at her birthday party? Do yourself a favor, she doesn't like you. Have some self-respect, you cut-rate knockoff of whatever she actually wants. I didn't so much as blink. Are you finished? He hadn't expected that. It threw him for a second, not even close. You know what people say about you around school, right? The stray dog who's confessed 99 times and gotten nothing for it. Anyone with eyes can see Dana likes me. Why can't you? I let him keep going, unbothered, and just shifted my gaze past his shoulder. Before you finish insulting me, you might want to check who's behind you. Leo turned, annoyed, and froze. Dana was standing in the doorway. From the look on her face, she'd been there a while long enough to have caught the whole thing. Whatever confidence Leo had a second ago drained out of him instantly. His expression rearranged itself into something wounded and helpless. He crossed the room fast, hooked his arm through Dana's, already talking before he reached her. Dana, it's not what it looked like. It was Ryan, he started it, he was the one being awful to me. But Dana didn't seem to care about any of that, even though she'd clearly watched him tear into me a moment ago. She looked at me once, unreadable, then shrugged off her own coat and draped it over Leo's shoulders instead. It's cold out. You're barely dressed, you'll catch something. She took his hand and led him back toward the private room without another word to me. Leo hadn't expected that either, but he recovered fast. Whatever nerve my presence had rattled came flooding back the second he realized she wasn't taking my side. He glanced back at me over his shoulder, smug, delighted at how small I must have looked to him just then. I didn't bother meeting his eyes. I crumpled the paper towel in my hand, dropped it in the trash, and headed for the stairs. The stairwell was empty and dark, just the sound of my own footsteps. Alone in the quiet, I ran the whole scene back and almost laughed. While she'd been draping that coat over Leo's shoulders, cooing about how cold it was outside, her eyes had stayed locked on me the entire time. If I hadn't already known what she was really thinking, I might have actually fallen for it. She really was good at this. Outside, the rain was coming down hard enough that half the cabs had stopped running. The whole group ended up stuck under the awning by the bar entrance. Dana called her family's driver to come take Leo home. It's late, somebody said. Feels kind of wrong just leaving Ryan out here to find his own ride. Dana took the umbrella the driver held out for her without looking at me. He has legs. He can walk. She got into the car with Leo, and I watched the taillights disappear into the rain without much feeling one way or the other. I pulled up a rideshare app instead and stood in the cold for over 2 hours until a driver finally accepted. It was almost 2 in the morning by the time I got home. I was still keying in the door code when the apartment across the hall opened at the exact same moment. Try coming home earlier next time, Dana said. The door's too loud. You're disturbing my sleep. She was still in her party clothes, hadn't changed a single thing. I looked at her for a second, gave a flat, non-committal sound in reply, and went inside without another word. I turned on the light, shut the door, and by the time I changed out of my own clothes, I heard hers slam shut hard enough to rattle the frame. I didn't think much of it. I turned the air conditioning on, wrapped myself in a blanket, and lay down on the couch. I'd bought this apartment 6 months ago the moment I heard Dana was moving out of the dorms. Bought it specifically so I could become her neighbor. Every morning I left breakfast outside her door. Every night I said goodnight through the wall. I engineered every coincidence I could think of, all just to get a little closer to her. No matter how much warmth I put into it, she brushed all of it off like it cost her nothing. It wasn't until I found out the truth that I understood what I'd actually been watching. She'd been pretending not to care the entire time. Tonight was no different. She'd clearly gotten home early, hadn't even bothered changing, because she'd been waiting up, worried about whether I'd made it back safe. And the second she actually saw me, she'd covered it with something dismissive instead. I was tired of the act. I didn't want to keep playing my part in it anymore. I picked up my phone, opened a real estate listing app, and put the apartment up for sale. If I was finally leaving, I wanted a clean, complete break. No reason left to stay.